speaker. Her name is Erin, and she gave this to me, and I've already read through it once, and she was nice enough to print it out on a large type so I can actually read it.
Huge font, right?
If I screw this thing up, it's not her fault. She is passionate about making a difference in the world. Erin helps women in their first year of business with the challenge of getting clients because they lack confidence as a new business owner. The women she works with have fire in their belly and are called to make a difference in the world. Everything she does is about a confidence breakthrough so they can start seeing results, getting clients, and fulfilling their vision to change the world. Erin believes that in order to truly thrive in life and business, one must first develop a strong foundation of deep roots. To her, this means one must have confidence, positive beliefs, and mindset, be adaptable and resilient, have a solid network of outside support. Erin says the deeper the roots, the sweeter the fruits. Try and beat that guy. Erin gives dynamic, educational, and empowering presentations on confidence breakthroughs, mindset mastery, and goal setting, and destroying blocks to turn one's vision into reality. I give you Erin Summ.
So I do also work with men. Women are my target market, so men, you're not excluded tonight. So who is exactly where they want to be in their business? No one? Just kidding. That was a trick question, actually, because you should always be moving forward. Even when you meet your goals, you should have another goal to be moving forward. So tonight, we're actually going to talk about the top 3 mistakes new business owners make when starting their business. So you're going to learn how to attract a steady stream of clients so you don't have to go back and get a J.O.B. How to shut down that inner critic that steals your confidence, and how to make the difference you're called to make. So does everyone have a worksheet? Anyone not have one? So first I want to start by telling you a little bit about myself and my story and how I got to be a coach. As a very little girl, I remember always having this fire inside me that I wanted. I knew that I was here to make a difference and to change the world. But I wasn't sure for a long time what that was, how to fulfill that. And the other problem was that I was very shy. I was very shy as a little girl, and even growing up all the way through college. I would refuse to ask questions in class because I would rather not be humiliated by asking a stupid question and ask questions in front of class. I was so embarrassed to speak in front of people that I just would not ask the question. I'd rather not know the answer. So about 5 years ago, I started a business in network marketing. That was a huge leap for me, but I knew I needed to do it because I needed a little extra cash working in a group home with foster kids at the time. And for those of you who don't know about how they pay there, it's not much. So I needed some extra income. And I also knew that something deep down inside me was telling me that I needed to step out of my comfort zone. So speaking in front of groups was a huge leap for me. So I started out by just doing a presentation in front of my friends. I may or may not have had a glass of wine first. But that helped me to step out of my comfort zone a little bit. So I just kept doing that, and in that business is where I met my first life coach. And that's when I really realized that that's what I needed to do in my life, to be able to help a lot of people in big, powerful ways, was to be a coach. So now, here I am as a coach, and I'm actually fulfilling my vision, which is really awesome. So tonight, I'm going to talk to you about the top 3 mistakes new business owners make. And I've created this presentation based on what I found with my own clients. So some of the things that I've seen in my clients are, when they're starting their business, is a lot of fear. Fear of failure. Fear that they're going to have to go back and get a J.O.B. if they don't make it in the business. And fear of success. I've had people say to me, well, I'm actually really scared of being successful. What happens if I am making the difference that I'm called to make? What happens if I'm making a huge difference in people's lives and changing the world? That's scary. That's a big responsibility. So, based on what I've found in my clients, I designed this presentation. So we'll jump right into the first mistake, which is going back for more training or more credentials. feeling like they need more experience before jumping out and doing their business, before getting started. So when I say experience and training, I'm not talking about business training, okay? You always need business training. You need to be keeping up on how to run your business. What I'm talking about is that they felt like they needed more credentials, more letters behind their name, more schooling before they could actually go out and start working. So they were actually coaching and working for free or for very little when they actually had the experience inside them, but they didn't have the confidence to get out there and charge of their work. So they're in a rut. They're struggling to get their business going because they don't feel good enough to start their business. So how do you get out of that rut? You need to start taking little steps out of your comfort zone, just like I did when I started my business. It's really scary, but I'm going to dip my toe in here, try it out. Okay? You can learn all the tools of your industry, all the tools of what you're working in, but until you have the confidence to get out there and do it, you're not going to get anywhere in business. Okay? It takes a lot of personal growth to run a business. You can only grow your business as much as you grow yourself. I'm sure all of you have heard that before. And so you always want to take little steps. If you're scared, which you probably will be at sometimes, take little steps out of your comfort zone, little baby steps, until you get comfortable enough to start making bigger steps. And pretty soon you're going to be leaping and flying through your comfort zone, and you're going to love it. It gets really exciting the more you step out of your comfort zone. And you also want to fake it until you make it. If you're not confident, you're not feeling really good about what you're doing yet, pretend like you do. Okay? Because people are going to pick up on that, and they're not going to work with you. So, fake it till you make it. Jack Canfield says, act as if. So what that means is act as if you are where you want to be. Act as if you are who you want to be. So pretend that you're already there. Even if you're shaking in your boots, pretend like you're confident. Pretend like you know what you're doing. So people are going to connect with you, who you are, what you bring to the table. And the experience that I'm talking about actually comes from your life. So I'm going to use myself as an example a lot because this is kind of my story too. So my experience of being very shy and very fearful and becoming confident resonates with my clients. People who hear that story go, I want to talk to them. So every one of you in here has a story that can connect with your clients. Okay? So I'm sure you all can think of something that connects you with what you do and your clients and what they need. You also have to be willing to be vulnerable and willing to make mistakes and willing to fail. I can't tell you how often I hear, I'm so scared of failing. Do you know that the most successful people in the world have failed hundreds, if not thousands of times before they actually become successful? Some of the most successful people, like Thomas Edison, he tried the light bulb 1,000 times before he actually made it work. Walt Disney was fired from his job as a newspaper writer because he lacked imagination. Okay? Can you imagine Walt Disney lacked imagination? And Michael Jordan, one of the most professional, best basketball players ever, he says, I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I failed over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. So, if you're scared of failing, go ahead and do it anyway. It's okay to be scared, but take that step. That's very, very important. Part of that confidence is knowing that you have something to offer the world, that you have value to bring. Okay, so many of us don't see our own value a lot of the time. And we have to talk to somebody else to tell us, you have so much to bring. You have this. They make a big list for you when you don't see that in yourself sometimes. So it's really important to know that value, what you offer your customers. So think back on your life and what your friends and family have come to you for. What kind of advice have they come to you for? Have you had 25 girlfriends over your lifetime come to you for relationship advice? Probably you've had similar situations all sorts of times through your life. So just think about what that is. And ask yourself, what value do you bring? What have you helped people with? Where in your life have you made a difference in the past? And how does your story connect with who you work with and what you do? So I want to open it up to ask you, how do you help people? I want to just ask a couple of you to give me some examples of how you help people through your business, your life.
Rick Zeller can answer that.
Okay.
You're the man, Rick.
Well, what I do is I share my why with them. And by doing that, they get a sense for how big my why is. And I become vulnerable so that they feel like they can open up and share with me why they want it. And a lot of times people don't even know what their why is. But when they hear what I have, it starts generating to them what it could be for them.
Yeah, the why is so important. Yeah, thank you. Anyone else want to share?
Come on now, somebody.
I feel like no matter what I've done, I've always taken educational approach. And when I'm talking to somebody, even if I'm selling them, if I'm educating them, it's more like, okay, I'm giving you something first, and they appreciate that, and then they can open up to what was it that we were talking about.
And that helps them trust you too, that you're giving them information. Great.
The man behind the camera, can he?
Yes.
Is that okay? For me, most of you know me, I like to turn it up a couple octaves, maybe 4 or 5 octaves, because I get really excited when I'm passionate about something, and no one's going to listen to you unless you let them see who you really are. And, you know, a lot of times people will fall asleep unless you really truly come out and show your passion by being excited. So that's what works for me.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice. Awesome. Thank you guys for sharing. I appreciate it. So, your customers are going to want you more than they care about what you offer. So, for example, if you have 2 options, and one person offers you a package that has 100% of the stuff you need, but you're not really sure how much you're connecting with them, and this person over here offers you 70% of what you need, but you totally resonate with them, you get them, you really like them, and you feel really connected with them. Who are you going to buy from?
The 70.
Yeah, you're going to buy from the person that you really connect with. How do you connect with people? By bringing your full self to the table. By fully expressing who you are, by being your authentic self. That's what's really going to get people attracted to you. You're going to have these, you're like Lisa Honey, okay? You're fully expressing who you are. Mistake number 2 is negative self-talk. So I'm sure you guys all know people who walk around complaining all day, right? Everything is a complaint. Nothing's ever right. Well, what happens to those people in their life? Yeah, they attract negative things. Their car breaks down on the way to work, and then they're late to work, and then they get fired from their job, and then they can't pay their bills, right? And it's just this right, and it's this crazy snowball effect. Well, the same happens with positive people, right? If you're positive and you're focused on all the good things, even when negative, bad things happen, you see the opportunity. And that's what's going to help move you forward. When you have a failure in your life or your business, and you keep moving forward because you're seeing the opportunity in it, what can I learn from that, that's going to keep you moving forward. So our unconscious mind believes everything we tell it, positive or negative. So you want to focus on the positive thoughts. We have this negative inner critic, gremlin in our head, right? It's always talking to us. It's really mean to us sometimes. You're not good enough. How do you think you're going to be successful in your business? You don't know what you're talking about. There's other people out there that know way more than you do. Been doing it so much longer. You know, it just knocks you down. So when you hear that voice, the key is to be aware. So sometimes we just don't even notice that it's happening. I mean, when I first learned about the gremlin, I'm like, I'm not crazy. Everyone has this voice. you know? So, sometimes it's a real relief to people to know that they're not the only ones that have that voice in their head. So the key is to be aware of that voice and to shut it down when you hear it. So if you hear that you're not good enough to do this, how do you think you're successful? You say, thank you, I hear you, I do not need your feedback. And then switch the thought around. I do have tremendous value to bring. I have so much to offer people in my life. Okay, so you really want to just change the thought. Don't judge it. Don't give yourself a hard time. Just change it. So you want to create mantras around your new beliefs that you want to have. That's going to help you move forward in your life, and it's going to change your thoughts in your brain. So I have 4 steps to creating mantras, and I go into this a little bit more in my training programs. But the first one is focus on what you want. What happens when somebody tells you not to think about pink elephants? You think about pink elephants. So if you're constantly thinking about if you're broke, I'm so broke, and everything works out for me, right? That's what's going to focus on. That's what's going to happen in your life. So you want to focus on what you want. What would the situation look like if the problem was gone or solved? What do you want to happen? So you don't want to say, I'm so broke. You want to say, I'm a money magnet. I am abundant. You don't want to say, I no longer struggle with this. You want to say, I create success with ease. You don't want to say, it's so hard for me to lose weight. You want to say, I am easily satisfied. Okay? Always focusing on what you want. It's so hard sometimes, and we don't even notice we're doing it when we're focusing on the negative, right? Because we say, well, it's true, it's so hard for blah, 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 you know? So always focus on the positive. Number 2, write your mantras if it's already true. If you already have it. I am highly successful. My bank account is full of money, right? I am abundant. I have this or that.
I'm the happiest person alive.
I am the happiest person alive. Good one, yeah. Number 3 is to make it believable. Your unconscious mind believes everything you say, but everything gets filtered through your conscious mind. And your conscious mind does not believe everything you say. It filters things. So if you made $25,000 last year, for example, and you make your new mantra to make $1 million this year, your conscious mind will say, yeah, we're right, buddy. Think again. So you want to make it believable. Maybe up your goal by 25% or 50%, so that it goes into your conscious mind or unconscious mind and it starts working on it. And you want to avoid wishy-washy words such as, I wish I had this. I'm going to have this. I might have this someday. You know, you want it to go for that emotional impact, that positive emotion. So you want to ask yourself when you write your statement, how does it make me feel? Does it make me really excited? Does it make me want to do the happy dance? Because if it doesn't make you want to do the happy dance, you need to rewrite your mantra, okay? You really want it to make you excited. Emotions are going to light up your brain, they're going to get your neurons firing, and they're going to help you move forward. Some other tips for your mantras are creating short positive phrases. Okay, I've met people who have like 18,000 sentences for their mantra. I'm like, no! 1 sentence. 2 at the most. Okay, you want it to be easy to remember. You want it to be short and sweet so that anywhere you are during your day, you can just spit it out. Making money so easy. I am abundant. I'm a money magnet. Things like that. Ending your sentence in is so easy is really great because it's a very quick, simple way to make your mantra. Making money so easy. Success is so easy. Okay? Losing weight is so easy. Up, up, up is really great too. My money's going up, up, up. My business is going up, up, up. You can make little jingles to go along with your mantra, so you can sing it throughout the day and it gets stuck in your head and it's going all day long. Cycling. You want me to give it? Money's going up, up, up. So I've done things. I've made jingles for mine. I sing them throughout the day. I've had alarms in my phone. I used to have an alarm on my phone that would go off every hour, and I was literally like Pavlov's dog. I would stop what I was doing when I hear that alarm. I'd say my mantra a few times, and then I'd go back to sleep. That's a really great way. Another way is to have bright colored sticky notes all over your house with your mantra on it. That way, even when you're not reading it, your eye sees the color and your brain starts thinking about your mantra. Now sometimes, you're going to get used to seeing these things or hearing the alarm and you're starting to start to ignore it. So just start switching things up and, keep it fresh. The other thing is to only focus on 1 or 2 mantras at a time. You don't want to have 18 mantras that you're focusing on at once because then you're not focusing. Transition statements are also important. This is when you're making a big stretch. So for example, for me when I was shy, if I just said, I'm confident, that would not have worked, okay? I would not have believed that for a second. So you have to have a transition. It allows your true self to be maintained, but to help shift you that little bit. So you would say something like, I'm shy, but is the transition. I'm gaining confidence the more I step out of my comfort zone. So anything before the word but is going to get deleted from your mind and your mind to remember the rest of it. You can also say something like, I can tell I'm becoming more confident every day. That's going to help you transition from where you are to where you want to be. Does anyone have a mantra that they'd like to share?
Debbie?
No. You guys are kind of shy. Who wants to share their mantra?
What's the definition of a mantra?
A definition.
You say a mantra,
It's an affirmation.
affirmation.
It's a positive sentence or phrase to help you move forward, to help you switch your thoughts from negative to positive.
So it'd be like that.
Yes, exactly. It's the same. I have one. You do?
Yeah, well, it's a quote from Henry David Thoreau, so, but I say it a lot when I'm doing it. I walk confidently in the direction of my dreams, and I dare to live the life I imagine. And I will meet with a success unexpected and commonality.
Nice. Okay, so remember that we create our lives. We are in control of our thoughts. We might not think so sometimes, but we really are. We can control what we're thinking. So we have control of our lives and our destiny. Mistake number 3 is lacking clarity about who we serve and the type of difference we want to make.
When you say who we serve, are you talking about maybe misidentification of your target market?
It's just not knowing who you serve. So for example, a lot of people will say, well, I help people move forward in life. What is that? Right? So you want to be really clear. So for example, I'm going to use myself again. I serve mostly women in their first year of business, very clear, who lack confidence. So that's very clear and concise. I know exactly, if you're a woman in your first year of business, it's service industry too, life coaches, therapists, anything like that who are serving other people. That's who I work with. So you want to be clear on who you serve and what you do, your niche. Because when you're not clear and you go out networking, for example, and somebody comes up to you and says, oh, hi, nice to meet you, what do you do? And you say, well, I do this and I do that, and they're going to say, okay, great, well, nice to meet you, and they're going to walk away going, I have no idea what they do. And they're not able to refer you, they're not able to know whether they can use your services, and you're not going to stick in their mind, they're not going to remember you. You want to be really, really clear on who you serve, because that way when you go out, you know what groups to go network at, you know who to talk to, you know if you're on social media, what groups to target, you know exactly who you're looking for, and people will be able to help you find those people too, because they know who you serve. Does that make more sense? So for example, when you're not clear, you're going to keep running in circles. You're not going to know who you serve, and you're just going to keep spinning and spinning and spinning. And that's what happened to me when I first started my coaching business. I went from niche to niche and went back around in circles, and I kept going, why isn't anybody signing up with me? And I was frustrated, and it was because I wasn't clear. And as soon as I got clear, within days, within about 3 or 4 days, I had a bunch of bookings to speak. People were asking me what I did. They were really interested, and I hardly did anything. I just pretty much sat back. I got clear, I sat back, and all these things happened. So it's really, really important to get clear. And the type of difference you want to make. How do you want to help people? What difference do you want to make in your community, in the world? Okay? How do you help people? You want to know your sweet spot. So your sweet spot is a place in your business. It's a combination of three things. It's a combination of your passions, which is what you would do every single day and not get paid for anywhere. That's what you're super passionate about. It's your skills and talents, your inborn skills and talents, things that you've learned, things that you love to do, and your money-making ability with those things. Okay? Money making is really important to that too. So when you're really honed in on your sweet spot, your clients are just going to come rolling in. You're not even going to know where they came from. Like they're just like sent from the heavens or something, and they're just going to drop into your lap. So it's really important to know your sweet spot because that's going to help you create money too and income. When you're in your sweet spot, you're going to know because your energy is going to be limitless. You're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to be really excited to get to work early in the morning. You're going to go to sleep late at night and you're still going to have tons of energy. You're not going to be dragging through the day and, super tired all the time. And you're going to have more success with ease. You're going to work smarter, not harder. You're going to be doing less work for the more return. So I like to tell people that some people think that what we most lacked in childhood, our greatest pain in childhood, is what we most want to deal with in ourselves and the world now. Poet Robert Bly said, "My wound is my gift to the world." So every time I tell people that, I see people going, it's like a light bulb goes on above their head. It makes a lot of sense. And that's my story too. I was shy, really shy, but I knew that I really had this gift. And I wanted to help other people. And I also, growing up, I was my father's emotional caretaker. And that really was a pain for me. And I was able to, with a lot of personal growth, was able to turn the caretaking into empowerment. Helping empower and lift up other people instead of, I need to fix you, right? You've got pain, let me help you fix it. It's an empowerment. Let me lift you up. Let me be there for you and hold that for you so that you can make shifts in your life. So that was my thing. So what you want to ask yourself to determine your sweet spot is if money were not an obstacle, what would I be doing? If you had all the money in the world and you wouldn't have to work another day in your life, what would you do? What is unique about you? And what are your gifts to the world? And who do you want to help? Who do you most want to help? So I want to ask you, what difference do you want to make in the world? Anybody want to share what difference you are wanting to make in the world? Elias?
You know what? Let's wake somebody else up because I can answer these all night long. Okay.
Yeah.
As a small businessman, I dealt with a lot of people over my career, and especially advertising. They always gave me promises, but they never really gave me any results. And so the thing that I want to change the results. I want to have an advertisement that has accountability and something that people can count on, and is voice for the community. That's what
I'm a therapist, so I help focus on how I can help people get.
I've always had a knack for when I look at things from a marketing perspective of small business. Why did that business close? Why did that business do so well? And why does that commercial work? Why does it not work? I've driven people nuts. And all my life of doing that. But one of the things that a passion that I have, that I want, especially in this new social commerce era, is to teach and provide tools and resources to those businesses so that they can succeed. In this whole new era, the companies with the big money, they all can. It's not the small businesses that are getting that education so much. So that's really my passion.
I've been in the corporate world forever, and about 4 years ago. I stepped out because I took care of myself. And I think what I'd like to do is help people awaken their desire to create health and hope. Because so many people are struggling in that area. And we go through the motions every day. We get up, we go to work, we do all the things we do, and we give up a lot of our life. And if I could make any difference in the world, it would be helping people organize their life around the things that really matter most to them. And helping them awaken their own desire.
Great.
One of the things that we really focus on is helping people realize their goals and their dreams, and being able to spend extra time with the grandchildren, or having enough money to buy the things that they need, and just actually reach your financial freedom. So, there's so many people out there that are just living from day to day. We'd like to do as much as we can.
I assist people in growing their business using their best asset themselves and
I suppose I could go way out on the limb right in front of everybody here, so I will. And that is, I haven't really given much thought as to how I would change the world, at least not through my business. One thing that matters to me, one thing I would like to see change in the world is that I would like to see people that are like me, people that work for a living. People that I don't punch a clock in my business, but I do the type of work that clock punchers typically do. I would like to see that become more rewarding for them, because I think what people do millions and millions of times every day across the country is drag themselves into a job that they don't really want to do, and then drag themselves home, and then turn on the TV and watch mindless something, or even sports, and what they're watching is the rewards that somebody else is getting, and not the rewards that hopefully they could get a little bit more of through their own life. They're happy when their team wins and come to work for that next day, kind of feeling like maybe they did something and they really didn't. Their sports teams, I don't know if there are a lot of athletic supporters, so to speak, here, but the sports teams that you really don't care about, I would just like to see more reward in the working person's life. Does that make any sense?
What Howard brought up to me is the reason why I do network marketing, because I like doing what he's talking about part-time, but I don't like doing it full-time or more than full-time. And that oftentimes lends itself to more than full-time. And I don't want to do that anymore. So that's exactly why a lot of us picked up network marketing gigs on the side and now making it a full-time. So that is my passion now. But it is in that it's helping a lot of people. Not just like for us to talk about health, but time with me and my kids, my wife. I mean, there's the happiest guy on the planet, So anyway, it just made me, thanks Howard. I was kind of low for a minute there, listening to everybody, but you brought it up.
Thank you. I know that somebody got it.
Yeah, Erin, I'm going to step outside the box here a little bit. My goal and the way I want to help people is to change the way we access healthcare through an integrative type wellness system, and also the way we get paid. So I don't know if the dollar-based society will be around this long, but my dream is to be able to move into the next, what I call the next step of life, or the next, mantra. But that's my dream. It's closer and closer every day, so I'm pretty excited.
Thank you everyone for sharing. I appreciate it. Okay. So 5 years ago when I started my network marketing business, I made the decision to step out of my box, to take that leap of faith. And was I scared? Yes. But I knew somewhere deep inside me that I needed to step out of my comfort zone because there was more to my life than I had. I knew that there was something else out there that I needed to do in order to help the world. And so it's also time for all of you to make a decision. Is there something that's holding you back, that you're fearful of, that you, down deep, you know that you want to do, but you're not sure if you want to go there? So it's time for you to make the decision whether you want to stay where you are in the safe comfort zone, or to step out and play life big to really make that difference that you know that you're called to make in your life. So I want to end with one of my favorite quotes by Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, talented, gorgeous, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not? Thank you. I want to offer everyone a complimentary confidence breakthrough session. It's an hour-long session with me. It's valued at $200, but it's complimentary tonight because I'm so excited to be here. You guys are such a great crowd. And I'm going to help you break through those blocks that are holding you back, break through the fears, see the value that you have within you, and give you a few tools for your life and business. So if you're interested in signing up for this, I have about 7 spots available. So I will email everyone who signs up with instructions on how to book the appointment. So make sure to get on it if you want the appointment. Sign up for that. And then if you have a Facebook, you can do something pretty cool. You can like my Facebook page from here on your phone. You can text message my Facebook page to like it. So if you take out your phone, you can follow the instructions on the bottom here. You send a text to the number, and then you send the message to like Erin Summ Coach. And one last thing, I'm having a teleclass on the 31st. It's pretty much what you heard here tonight, but if you have people that you know would want to hear what I have to say and you want to share it with people, you can take one of these flyers and tell people about it. And that is it. Does anybody have any questions, comments, anything you want to share, insights?
Erin, share this information on our GNA Mastermind group page. That way we can all get it out there for you. Maybe create a Facebook event page for your teleseminar.
Will do. Thanks.
Sound good? We want to help, right?
Yeah.
Is that great?
Yeah.